baby, can I give you kindness? Too much drip, yeah, I know she can't hold it. Yelling on your bitch, even though she got COVID.
Welcome to Showface News. You can call me what you want. Just don't call me woke. You ain't know the vibes. Stop playing, man. It's the town favorite. You already know the vibes. Listen, man. The town versus everybody. I repeat, it's the town versus everybody. We back again with another one. Check it out. Casanova 2 times. Rapper. Alleged gangster. Sentenced to 15 years, gang. 15 years. 15 long years, champ. Oh my. Terrible news for Casanova and family. Let's take a look at what's going on, how did it happen. Let's break it down, man. Casanova. Sentenced to over 15 years in prison for racketeering and narcotics charges, gang. Let's take a look. Oh man, 2 years after he was arrested for his connection to gang-related crimes in a racketeering case, Brooklyn rapper Casanova has received his prison sentence. The Brooklyn rapper, who was facing up to 60 years in prison on Tuesday, was sentenced to 188 months, which is the equivalent to 15 years behind bars. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, made the announcement in a press release. U.S. District Judge Philip M. Halpern's sentencing was for Casanova's racketeering and narcotics offenses. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said, Caswell Sr. is not just a notorious recording artist, but he is also a high-profile leader of a vicious street gang and a magnet for gang violence. At a crowded Miami house party, Sr. personally fired a gun that seriously injured and could have killed a victim, inciting a shootout. Further, Senior's stature in the community was central to Gorilla Stone's successful recruitment and nationwide expansion. Today's sentencing, along with the other significant sentences that have been imposed in this case, shows once again that gang life is not worth it and will lead to many years in prison. Back in January, Casanova pleaded guilty to racketeering and narcotics offenses in connection with his leadership role in the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation's Blood Gang. As part of his guilty plea, the 36-year-old told prosecutors he played a role in a July 2020 Florida shooting and a New York City robbery in 2018, while also admitting he trafficked over 100 kilos of marijuana. Cass was one of 18 alleged gang members who were indicted in December 2020 on the aforementioned criminal charges. After surrendering himself to authorities, he initially maintained his innocence, first pleading not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit racketeering, conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, and firearms possession. In August, Casanova's co-defendant Donovan Donnie of Gillard was sentenced to 20 years and 8 months in prison. Gillard's leadership role meant that he was responsible for ensuring that his many reports followed the gang's rules, including retaliating against rival gang members who threatened the gang's narcotics dealings or its overall reputation and stature. Prosecutors said at the time of his sentencing, Gillard was responsible for ensuring that his reports learned the Gorilla Stone Oath and its various rules, and he played a role in recruiting young members to the violent gang. You hate to see it, man. I didn't wish this on him. I definitely didn't, man. I ain't one of them people. Some people wish these guys bad. I don't do that. What Casanova was saying before all this even happened, or during the time it was going down, especially when he first got arrested back in like 2020, he was saying that, look, I'm actually being charged for things that I already got charged with and served time for, which is scary. Which is scary, man. That gang life is not for everybody, man. Just know that there's consequences that always end up happening after the fact. Like, you join the gang, these are the consequences. This is what can happen. You end up serving life sentences. 15 years is crazy, champ. 15 years in the feds, wild. Insane, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But look, man, wish him well, though, man. Hold your head, champ. It's unfortunate. But these are the results of joining gangs, champ. You either end up below or you end up in them cells, champ, or end up in them cells and leave below. You'll be lucky to leave alive. Not gonna lie. That's just how it goes, man. Stay out the streets, champs. Stay out the streets. If you don't belong there, stay out of there, gang. Stay out. You dig? But as I told y'all before, the show never ends. The show's never over. It always keeps going, champs. So y'all better stop playing. Stop playing.